Welcome to Om. Om, we begin and end with this mantra in the Vedas and in the Upanishads, literally beginning and ending with the Om, but also in its great mystery in the sense that Om was offered as from unmanifest to manifest, from our infinite nature, from this nature of our own being and all things that exist, coming from just pure latent energy, coming into manifest, coming into expression, coming in, in this tradition, into Shakti, called for its expression of life and tears and laughter and joy. And all of those are said to live on the Om, on the ripple of the Om. And Om we focus on as the pranava, as the cosmic roar, as in a sense of this great yes to the totality of life. That means to the birth and the death cycle of every living thing, which we're all on that cycle. And so in a sense, the Om can be thought of as the thread from your being coming to being and then all the way till the death cycle, and so it begins again. And so Om, for me, is the main mantra, the only mantra one really actually needs. And yet we sprinkle so many others in to invoke various aspects, but the Om is the one that carries us and will be there infinitely. And, we call it again the cosmic roar, and we think of all the essence and all the aspects of all places and all times coming into form, coming into being, whether it be in a flower, in a tree, in an animal, in you. It's this primordial sound, this thing that comes from before we put a thought to it. It's, in a sense, an echo of what is inaudible. Yeah? And the Om itself, the actual Om, the Om that we all might participate in our own practice or in a kirtan setting or in our class, that truly is just the tip of the iceberg in a sense. It's like love in the sense that it's really without words. Trying to describe love is similar to trying to describe Om. But it lives in all the spaces in between, and it lives in the actuality. Meaning to say, it lives in your day-to-day life. It lives in all the functioning of paying bills and getting out there and participating in life. And also, it exists in the spaces in between. So for me, again, this thread, this weaving, this way of connecting all of my moments, this way of connecting all of my thoughts, and even finding spaces in between my thoughts. Ways in which we can approach it as an actual practice is placing it when we either feel too congested in our thoughts or in our busy activities. We can place it in the midst of attempting to create that little bit of space. Om, 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 Om. It can just be a running mantra to attempt to follow some thread other than the crazy fluctuations of the mind. A recognition that it is all impermanent, it is all coming and going, it is all in a state of fluctuation. In breaking down Om, often we'll hear the A-U-M sound, Aum. And this is really sort of coming, the A part coming from the belly, more from the root, the dirt, the bones of our being. More to the chest and that vibration area of breaking apart some of the congestion in this area. And the more of into the head, into the greater awareness. Sort of moving toward that Shiva nature. So from presence and from here and what is substance and solid into a more spacious, expansive movement from the whole Aum. And this is often called uchara practice. The uchara, sort of moving latent energies, moving congested energies that get stuck in bone and in our sort of base thoughts, base living, bringing it up toward a heart space, and then lifting it up to a space that might remember what is out there beyond the drama. Remember where we all have come from and where we're all heading to. So the AUM, Aum, is its own practice, the uchara practice. You're welcome to engage in this. This can be a part of awakening and coming from any stuck energies and moving up and out to some greater awareness. That doesn't mean that we don't exist in them. We keep coming back down, moving up, coming back down, grabbing some more, and moving up. Then the Om, so simple and so much potency and subtlety in the mouth and the tongue and the throat. We really work to relax some of that space. And I offer a rolling Om or an infinite Om, one that just keeps going and going and going. And in a community, in a group, and if you're leading these practices and you want to offer this to a group, such a beautiful practice to offer. It really allows everyone in the room to find their own Om and to offer them into the total group. But I will say that if you're leading and you begin the Om, watch out, everyone's going to want to jump on your Om. So one of the tricks that I use is that I started Om, and then people start joining in, and then I sort of taper mine off really quick and start another Om about midway through their Om. This can allow sort of that when they're done, and you're still going, and they're like, oh, I think I should go again, and they start Oming. So in a collective, in a group, whether it's you and a few other people or you and a lot of people, there's something really beautiful about bringing them on this journey. If you're all synced up, it's also beautiful in those 3 Oms. But if you're going to do a rolling Om in a group, there's something really beautiful about carrying them through that first, second, and third one, and then setting them into this longer journey. Yeah. So Om can begin every single chant. Om can end every chant. Om can be how you greet your friends. Yes, I agree to the full totality of life. Om. It can be elaborate. It can be simple. It can be just a simple, powerful reminder of this thread that is carrying us all the way through. That we're all, in a sense, floating on this Om. And that at the end of the Om, there's something so sweet, or at the end of any chant, really, or any mantra. And it's called Anusvara. Anusvara is the sound after the sound. It is that moment where you feel what has just happened, but it has space to reverberate, to resonate. And in the Om, this is so powerful. So whether you begin your morning practices with 3 Oms, whether you're starting to offer it, or you offer it into a community, whether you're doing it in a big group, small group, or by yourself, really taking up the practice of Om as the one, the main, and all the other mantras fit into Om. It's as if they come from that. It's like the great Ma of Om, and they all ripple out from there, and they all return back to there. Om, Om, Om. I'll come through 3 Oms, and we can go from there into the rolling Om. I'll add the harmonium just as a way to find that resonance, but you can do it a cappella, you can do it without the harmonium. It's as if we gathered up on that inhale, pulling all the attention down, maybe even to the toes, all the way in through the body. Then letting it rise up and come out through the crown of the head. The Om celebrates the creative powers, the manifest powers, what is here and present, laughter, tears, highs and lows. And it celebrates that, and it's really a dive into the mystery and an inexhaustible resource that we have, no matter where we are in our body, health, wealth, or neither of those things. So the Om carries us all the way through, and we follow that thread. Om, Om.